Hi everyone, it's Charity Oland at Fountain Mortgage. Welcome back to this week's Future Proof and welcome to spring. I don't know if it's officially started, but yesterday was Easter and here in Kansas City we just had the most perfect Chamber of Commerce type weather. I hope you all were able to get out and enjoy, but true to Midwest, we had apocalyptic rain and thunderstorms today. So it's been interesting around here and I want to talk today about quality conversations. Quality conversations are a key, I would say the key tool for any salesperson. It's something I've been talking about with my sales team quite a bit. In fact, we measure and monitor the number of quality conversations that we are having with both our referral partners each week and with our circle of influence and database clients. So when I send out a message to my team saying, how many quality conversations did you have this week? We've really been trying to dive down into what makes a quality conversation. So I thought this would be applicable to entrepreneurs and business owners like yourself to share some of those conversations that we've had. It boils down to about 5 things, which I'm going to get into here in just a second. But first, I want you to think about when you're having conversations with your prospects or past clients or your circle of influence, is it a feeling that you get when it's been a quality conversation? Or do you think it's something more measurable, like an action that's taken or a commitment that's made? I would argue that as salespeople, we all have a basic job requirement of having a very high EQ, a very high emotional intelligence. So I think a lot of people think it is just a feeling that we leave a conversation with. And I would agree with that to a sense. You know when something has been more than just a, hey, how are you, having a good day, your appraisal's back and everything's fine. That's a conversation, but was it quality? Did it do something to deepen the relationship? So what are the ways that we can deepen that relationship? Let's get started with number 1. So number 1 is your preparedness. Are you prepared for each conversation that you have in order to make it a quality conversation? Do you have an agenda in your mind? Do you have a list of really good questions prepared? Do you have a start point and an end point of where you want that conversation to go? And do you have a plan for making sure that it feels organic and natural, even though you will be controlling it behind the scenes, especially for that starting point and ending point? The second thing is just the conversation itself. Too many people turn it into a monologue, which is bad. Even worse is an interrogation where you're doing nothing but answering questions. But the biggest sin of any conversation is a boring one. So have you mastered the ebb and flow of the conversation? Are you able to steer it like a whitewater raft guide might from the back of the boat, always having that paddle in the water, knowing where it's going, but for the people that are in the boat with you, giving them a smooth experience, an exciting experience, something that makes them want to continue on this journey with you. The third item is the learning that you're going to have in this conversation. We know that in each conversation with our clients and prospects, we want to deliver something of value. We want them to learn something. But equally important is for you to learn something. If you've walked away from a conversation and you haven't truly learned anything about that person, their goals, maybe even any obstacles that they may have in the pursuit of what you are trying to sell them, then that would not be a quality conversation. So make sure that the learning is going both ways. The fourth part of a really good quality conversation are the outcomes. So many salespeople go out, have a wonderful, warm conversation, talk about their business, talk about their kids, share some things in common, and have a really great lunch or happy hour together, and they consider that a quality conversation. But if there weren't any outcomes delivered, I would argue that it wasn't as quality as it could have been. Now that might seem like too high of a bar. An outcome doesn't necessarily have to be they've decided to buy something. It could be that the client just has acknowledged that a need for change exists in your first meeting. Or much later, in maybe your 5th or 6th meeting, they understand that not only does the need for change exist, but you are the person that can deliver that, but they might still have more questions. The point is that each quality conversation comes with some outcome or discovery in that meeting. And finally, number 5, the most important thing for a quality conversation is commitment. Again, we mentioned that at the beginning of this video, but when you leave a sales call or a quality conversation, there should be some commitment to do something else, meet again, send a proposal, ask more questions, make an introduction. There is some commitment to move forward, because remember, sales is a dance. If you're the only one dancing, you're not really in a partnership. You want to take a step forward, and you want that prospect or client to take a step towards you as well. So make sure you know at the beginning when you're setting that agenda what commitment you'd like to walk away from so that you can achieve that and have the highest level of quality conversation with everyone that you talk to. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope to see you soon in person. We'll see you next time.